Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is a video I've been meaning to make for a long time. So let's begin. So I'm a history teacher by trade, but I've taught all sorts of subjects. As a history teacher, I've helped hundreds of students learn how to successfully prepare for their exams, be that GCSEs, IGCSEs, A-levels, or IB history exams. Over the years, I've lived in many places: Zimbabwe, Sudan, Belgium, Pakistan, Russia, England, and I now live in Greece. And I work with people from all over the world, which I love. At my first teaching job, I experienced a serious case of workplace bullying. The bullying was affecting my health, and I was diagnosed with PTSD. For those of you who've never heard of PTSD, it stands for post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's commonly experienced by soldiers and people living in war zones. And that's what the school I worked in felt like, a war zone, a place where violence was the norm, an hourly occurrence in the classroom, on the playground, in the corridors. It was a toxic work environment, and I was stuck in a state of chronic stress. I'd completed my teacher training, but that didn't help me cope with the pain of workplace bullying. That's when I realized that I had to get out of my comfort zone and develop my knowledge of effective techniques for stress relief. I spent the next few years learning more about myself and trying various techniques to alleviate the stress. The more I developed my knowledge and experience of well-being education from my personal life as the years went by, the more passionate I became about sharing my newfound knowledge and skills with students and young adults who were suffering from stress. I discovered that EFT, also known as the Emotional Freedom Technique, or tapping, is one of the most powerful self-help tools for stress relief because of how efficient and effective it can be. I knew that my role as a history teacher was to prepare my students for their exams. So the only way I could be of greater service was to go part-time so that I could start a private practice as a youth mentor for stress relief. After 7 years of tapping on myself and seeing how tapping has changed my life, I'm excited to say that I'm now a certified and accredited EFT practitioner, and I love the beneficial effects my clients experience from tapping. If you are currently going through a stressful time in your life, know that you are not alone. I can relate. I know what it's like to live in a chronic state of stress. I know what it's like to struggle to focus and to motivate yourself. And I know that it takes more than one technique or tool to climb out of a state of stress and to gradually start feeling better. That's why I tailor each of my mentoring programs to meet the particular needs of the person I'm working with at that particular point in time. I believe it's important for you to learn a range of ways and techniques to reduce your stress and increase your focus and motivate yourself, because in this way you can choose for yourself what works best in different situations and at different times of the day. I believe that our current obsession with grades in education has gone too far. The education system is failing to prepare even the most conscientious, hard-working students for the stresses and pressures of life in the 21st century. In addition to the increased fear of getting a bad grade, more and more students are seeing their parents dealing with their own personal issues, like financial pressures and divorce. They're growing up in a world where more and more people are suffering from a mental illness. They're growing up in a world where they are bombarded with advertising and social media that pressurizes them into feeling like they should look or be a certain way before they've even had a chance to look inside and get to know who they really are. Students are stressed, teachers are stressed, parents are stressed. It's partly a systemic issue, it's partly a cultural issue, and it's partly because we're living in times of rapid change. I'm passionate about well-being education, and I'm always keen to learn and grow. And for you to be watching this, I know that you are too. My hope is that we can build a supportive community where people from all over the world feel encouraged to share experience ask questions, engage in constructive discussions, and learn from practitioners and from the latest research in the fields of psychology and education. Through my blog and YouTube channel, I'd like to bring together different generations and professionals to talk about an issue that's affecting us all in mainstream education, and that's the issue of stress. If you'd like to be part of this global community, join me in this journey by sharing this video and subscribing to my channel. You can find some useful links in the description box down below. See you soon with fresh new content.